Welcome to Face to Face. In this episode, we will talk about politics and medicine. During our long journey, we have talked about Turkey, Turkish education, about other countries, and about the life of foreign students in Turkey. In this episode, we will talk about politics and about medicine. We have two guests. One is a politician from Niger, and another is a pharmacist from Gambia. Both of them are graduated from Turkey. They have been studying in Turkey, and now they are doing their professional job, their professional life. One is a politician, head of a political party in his country, and another is doing PhD in Istanbul right now. Let me welcome them. Let me welcome Mr. Mansour and Mr. Muhammad. Mr. Mansour is the president of Patriotic Front for Justice and Development Party in Niger, and Mr. Muhammad is doing PhD in pharmacy at a university in Istanbul right now. Let me start with Mr. Mansour. Mr. Mansour, you have been doing your study in Turkey, and after finishing your job, you went back to your country. And now you are the president of a party. The name is similar to Turkish ruling party somehow. The name is similar to Turkish ruling party. We can say Justice and Development Party. So let us know you. Can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sorwar Alam, for giving me this opportunity to participate to this important program. Named Face to Face. My name is MANSOUR AMANI. I am from Niger, as you see, as you know, and I studied in Turkey. I stayed for 5 years in Ankara city, and I studied political science and international relations. So I have been graduated from 2016. And I left Turkey to come back to my country. And this doesn't mean that our relation with Turkey is off. I come often to Turkey to visit for official meeting, and also for touristic reasons. Even now, I'm preparing a journey to Turkey in 2 weeks, inshallah.
Okay, so after finishing your study in Turkey, you went back to your country and you start your politics right now. I mean, immediately after going back, right? So, leads you to politics. I mean, we have talked some politicians from other country who studied in Turkey, and most of them said that the politics in Turkey that develop the country, that support their country, that support the development of their country. I am referring the current politicians in Turkey. They said that we influenced by them. So let me ask, how did you decide to enter politics? Why did you decide to enter politics? What leads you to do the politics for your country?
For this question, like doing politics is, I can say, was one of my dream. Since when I was in high school, before I started university. Because Turkey was not my first university. I started university in Niger, in University of Niamey, Department of English. Then I left when I won the scholarship. Then I left to go to Turkey to study. So it was a chance for me really to study in Turkey. Because African countries, we received or we used to receive a lot of opportunity of study abroad, especially in Europe or OIC country members, Islamic cooperation members. So it was before I had planned to go to Spain. For example, I even started learning the language, Spanish language, in order to go to Spain to study. So the procedure was not really fast, because we were waiting for the decision of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So then the scholarship, Turkish scholarship, came out, and I decided to go to Turkey. So it was a chance for me, as I say, and I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot in Turkey, especially in terms of politics, diplomacy, and international relations. So everybody knows, like the current situation, the current president of Turkey is His Excellency Recep Tayyip Erdogan is a source of inspiration for all leaders, those who want to do something in their country. So I had a chance to meet him even in 2013. That I was in his delegation when he went to Gabon. He came to Niger, and we went to Senegal together, even Morocco. So it was a great experience for me to learn how to the protocol jobs, because I was in internship the embassy of Niger. So Turkey in general, political system is an inspiration. So that's why the thing that we have learned in Turkey positively. So we need to come back to our country to applicate it in order to develop our nations and also our continent. Not only the struggle is not only for Niger, it's also for Africa.
But I know that during your stay in Turkey, you have been very active in different type of organizational works, and you know that during your student life, you have do so many student politics also in Turkey. Let us. I mean, can you tell us about your activities during your student life in Turkey? What kind of activities, organizational activities did you do? I know that you are very active when you are in Turkey. Just tell us about some of that.
Was in Turkey. I was one of the founder of the African Student Association. So when we started from Ankara, it was ASU. So I have been leading the association for 3 years, from Ankara to Istanbul and the other cities. After this or before this, I was at the same time elected the president of Niger student in Turkey for almost 2 years. And also the university that I studied, I was the head of, let's say, not only African student, international student. So we had a lot of activities in Turkey. So this was also a great experience for me in terms of leadership, because within this we had chance to meet high personalities, including African ambassadors and also the other countries' ambassadors, and also Turkish authority. The objective is to learn from them, because we were students. So when we say student, student is a learner, student is a researcher. So we have learned a lot of things that we have even edited some books in terms of diplomat the diplomacy, ambassadorial insight that we have even until now the link of those documents that we have contributed to the creation or the edition of those books.
You have established, you have a wide network in Turkey. I mean, you meet with so many international students, international graduates, ambassadors, politicians, and diplomats, and also bureaucrats in Turkey. So you use this opportunity, I mean, as much as you can. That's great. And I think you are going to launch your election campaign tomorrow. We will talk about this, about your election campaign, about your future plan, about what you are thinking, your party is thinking and promoting for the country. We will come back to you. Now we will talk about medicine with a student who is doing PhD in Istanbul at a university, Turkish university. He is from Gambia. Mr. Mohammed, you are doing PhD in pharmacy. Can I ask, why and how did you choose Turkey for your higher study in medicine, in pharmacy actually? Why? Why Turkey, and how
Okay.
did you choose Turkey?
Okay, first of all, I thank you, Mr. Sawar, for this invitation to face to face. In 2012, a friend of mine sent me a link of the Turkish government scholarship. Then I was already a student in the University of the Gambia. I was studying medicine and I was in the second year. So when I applied the scholarship, I was fortunate to win pharmacy. But then I started thinking, like, should I go to Turkey and pursue my degree in pharmacy, or should I stay in the Gambia and continue with medicine? Okay, I kept thinking about this. I kept asking friends, professors, what should I do? And then some of my lecturers told me that you are very good at chemistry. Maybe pharmacy would be a better choice for you. And also, I had some friends that were medical doctors then. They told me currently in Gambia we have only one pharmacy specialist. Okay, so if right now the country needs more pharmacists than doctors, so it's better you go out of the country and do your program in pharmacy. So because of these reasons, I decided to come to Turkey and study my degree in pharmacy.
So we can
And
say that
then,
it is. So we can say that it is a need of your country rather than a need of yourself, actually, to
yeah,
be
actually,
a
if it was
pharmacist.
myself,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, if it was myself, I would have continued studying medicine. Yeah. So
Okay.
and
Go ahead. Yes.
and in 2018, when I completed my studies, then it was also a time for decision. I had to make another decision, a very important one. Should I go back to the Gambia and open my pharmacy or work with the government, or should I continue my studies? This was also a very hard decision. But then I thought in the Gambia we have no faculty of pharmacy in our only one university. We have only one state university in Gambia. I said, I think it is better I stay in Turkey. I do my PhD in pharmacy. So if I go back to the Gambia, maybe we can set up at least an undergraduate level for pharmacy. So that
Okay.
was one of the reasons I'm currently doing my PhD in pharmacy.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Mohammed, I know you have some interesting theory about alternative medicine. We will talk about that, but now let me turn to Mansour Bey. Mr. Mansour, uh, you are the head of a party and you are going to launch your election campaign tomorrow. So we think that you have some promise to your people, you have some promise to your country, you want to do something to your country. Can you explain us what you are going to promise to your people tomorrow? How you will start your election campaign and what is your aim during this election?
Thank you. This is the second time that we are going to go to the campaign because I told you before we went to the first round election and we will go to the second round election on the February 21st. So, you know, the situation of politics in Africa is similar, all African countries. So, what we promise to people is
Two parties in this second round. There will be two parties. I mean, two party will run for the election in this second round.
yes, and among those two candidates, we will elect our future president for 5 years. And
You are going to support in this second term.
so now I don't know if we didn't say it officially, like we will declare it tomorrow. So I don't know if I have the possibility and chance to say it now. Maybe tomorrow or even on Monday. So we will make it official because now, even now, people are asking, like they are curious. So who are you going to support? Because our party, whoever we support among those two candidates, he will have the chance to become the president. A chance 90% or 95% person will be the president.
So your party is the main how can we say main party to discuss about the election or to change the course of election. So
Yes, yes, yes.
okay. I will not
Our
ask
party
about.
like it's like a joker, like it's
Yeah.
a joker. Like now, is let's say we were in negotiation for 2 weeks. We were in negotiation for 2 weeks for this coalition. So now we decided, but
But you are not
everybody is
going
waiting.
to announce it here. Okay, but
Yeah, yes, yes.
let me ask, what kind of negotiation you have done? I mean, what was discussed during this negotiation process? What you will discuss about
Then
your party, about the position in the next government, or about the future of the country? What did you discuss?
the first objective of negotiation is about the future of the country. You know, especially in Niger now, we are facing like insecurity. We have a little bit security system, especially in the southern part with border with Nigeria, in west with Mali. So we have some attacks in previous days. First, we talk with about the future of the country, the solution for the security first, because today security is our priority. Second is what is the program of the future president for Nigerian citizens, especially in terms of agriculture and also labor. Second part of negotiation is what will be the position of our members, because in 1 or 2 months we will be called to create or to form a future government. So we have to discuss from now who will be this minister, who will occupy this department or this direction. And also we have a MP, member of the parliaments.
Parliaments, yes.
So we talked about like the parliamentary group in the assembly, and also the assembly, the parliamentary commissions. So this situation is really a serious situation, because it is a situation which decide for the future of the country for 5 years. That's why we took 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks in terms of negotiation, in seeing who are we going to support among those two candidates.
Okay, then as you said that you have a chance to form a government with a coalition because your party is the joker, which whoever get the support from your party will be the will form the next government. So you will be a part of the next government. You are very sure about that. So let me ask. So let me ask, what will you do? What will your party do for the country in next 5 years? I mean, you talk about security situation. You talk about development. You talk about the finding problem and solution for the country. Can you give some specific example for the development of the country? What kind of development you are planning to do, or you will support the government, or you will force the government to do? What kind of development?
So one of those development we discuss on the educational system. Like, for example, before the previous government, in our national budget, they had 16% of national budget for education.
For education, yes.
And now 16%. And now we have negotiated with this the future. We say now, if you want to support, if you want our support, so you need to increase it. So one of them, he increased it up to 22%. So, okay, as I said, the priority of our party is security, agriculture, and also education. Those who are the basis of development for every country. And they are the goal of sustainable development of the for United Nations. So we need to follow those points, those 17 points, to follow them, to apply in our system in order to fight against poverty, hunger, and also we have to encourage our population to send our girls. The percentage is very low in Africa, sending girls to school or sending young girls to school. So we are supporting this system, and we will need to talk to work with them in terms of development in our next 5 years. Now this is the side of country's development. So talking about the political party, our party is a new party.
Yeah.
Just 2 years of creation. It has been created in 2019. When you compare it with the other ancient parties in the country with 20 or 30 years of existence, so we are new. So we have to work of implementation of this political party. We have to use this next 5 years to make in every location, in every government, in every village, in every city, we need make the implementation of the party to have our representative. This will help us to be ready again for the next election of 2026. And we will be hope for that election, inshallah. I am planning to be a candidate for the presidential election. So the hope that we will win for the next election, inshallah.
We wish and hope for your success in future, in next term, in this government, and also in the next election. And as you mentioned that you have visited many countries with Turkish president, and you see Turkey very closely, and I know that Turkey and Niger has very good relation. We'll talk about relation between Niger and Turkey. Now let me turn to Mr. Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed has some exceptional theory about alternative medicine. Let me ask, what do you think about alternative medicine, Mr. Mohammed?
Actually, when people, start talking about alternative medicine, I always ask them, what is alternative medicine? Alternative for what? The human body system is one, and then treatment should be one as well. If our body system is one, okay, the medical treatment should be one. So there shouldn't be another treatment called alternative. So this is the first thing I ask, like, what is alternative and alternative for what? You have to tell us, do we have another body system? If yes, then we can have an alternative treatment. But since we have one body system, I think treatment should be one. So, like as they say, or not as they say, actually, we have so many alternative treatments. Like we have homeopathy, and we have acupuncture, and we also have the use of herbal medicines. Okay, this is not because I'm a pharmacist. I'm just trying to objectively remedies. That's not the case. Okay, anything that is scientifically proven, we have to accept. But then,
Mr. Mohammed, let me ask, what will be your PhD thesis? What will be your PhD thesis subject? Alternative medicine or something else?
No, of course it cannot be alternative medicine. Actually, I am doing my PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry.
Yes.
We synthesize drugs. Yeah, right now, I'm trying to work on new anti-cancer drugs. We use chemicals to synthesize drugs. We can also extract, the active substance that can be medicine from a plant. This is what we do. Okay. We don't give you a bunch of leaves or or roots of plants and tell
So
you
yeah, yeah,
and tell you boil this and drink it. We don't do this, okay? Because when you boil a leaf or you boil a root of a plant, you have so many chemicals inside it. Okay, what pharmacists do is they extract that important substance that is of a benefit, that can cure a disease. We extract it, okay? Then we extract it and we make it in a form of tablet or injection or whatsoever, then we give to people. But we don't tell people just go and boil it and drink unless it is not having so many harmful chemicals and then it is standardized according to WHO protocols and it is given by a pharmacy. Okay, we also have some some nice herbal medicines that are packaged according to the WHO protocol and they are sold in pharmacy. Yeah, we have no problem with that. Okay, but then you just go to these herbal shops. They ask you drink this, boil this, and it will cure your disease. Actually, we do not advise this. If it is clinically proven, scientifically proven that it is effective and it is less harmful, then it
yeah.
should be a medicine, not alternative medicine. It should be called a medicine, not alternative medicine.
Mr. Mohammed, I'm very sorry. I face some difficulties in hearing you, but we'll continue. Of course, we'll continue about your future plan. We'll talk about your future plan. What will you do after going back to your country, after finishing your PhD here? We will talk to you about this. Now, Mr. Mansour, uh, as I was talking, that your country has good relation with Turkey. Turkey and your country is a very friendly country right now. The both government are doing tremendous job. Can you explain us some of these good relations? What kind of relations are enjoying these two countries?
Thank you, Mr. Solar, for this nice question about Niger and Turkey relation. So, I think I can say that I am one of the key persons who play a very important role in terms of bilateral relations between Turkey and Niger from 2012 until today. As I told you, the first visit of Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan, when he was Prime Minister, his first visit to Niger and his first visit to sub-Saharan African country was with me. I was among the delegation. So that's why I said we have played a very important role over in this bilateral relation. So from 2013, after this visit, we faced a very fast development in terms of this bilateral relation. So when we come to Niger, today we have like a lot of fruits, I can say, of the two countries' cooperation. Talking from a school, Turkish school, which is now created by the Turkish Foundation of Marif Foundation that I was a teacher in that school during 2 years. I taught English language and Turkish language. So this is really help Niger population in terms of education and also helps. There is also a hospital which is built by Turkish government by TIKA, which is now a very good thing that Niger population to use it for the health reasons. Before this, when we talk about investment, actually the international airport of Niamey in Niger has been renewed by a Turkish company in 2019. Also, there is another new airport which is under construction by a Turkish company. We have a lot of hotels, Turkish hotels, and we have in Niger a lot of Turkish business people and businessmen. So this is some few examples of what if I say I am going to enter into details. We can spend 1, 2, 3 days on discussing about Niger and Turkey relation. So in every plan, in every field, in each field, we have good relation with Turkey. We were in 2014 at the Palace of Turkey. Niger and Turkey signed like 7 agreements: cooperation, security cooperation, education, agriculture, and so on. Niger and Turkey are really enjoying this relation.
As you talk about the relation in education sector, we know that Turkish government announced the new application system for new application process for Turkish scholarship. You know that Turkish scholarship is a brand right now, a worldwide brand, and every year there are more than around 200,000 students from across the globe apply for Turkish scholarship. What kind of activities are going there? How many students are going to apply for this scholarship, and what is the feeling among students in your country for applying this scholarship?
You know, today Turkey is a country which become a reference in terms of education, and the dream of every student is to go to Turkey, or the dream of every high school student who is in his last year is to go to Turkey to study, because most of them, they saw the example, like the concrete example of us. So we are also inspiration for some of them, especially those who are planning to go to study like social sciences or also even medicine. The Turkish scholarship is applied by most of applicants every year. So I am a member of Turkish alumni, Turkish like from Turkey. When I had chance last year.
So you are a member of Turkish Alumni Association in Niger, and also I think you are the head of the Alumni Association sometime, and that Alumni Association are working for students who want to come to Turkey, and for graduates who complete their study and turn back to their country. So you are a member there right now?
I am still a member because I am one of the founders of this association, and I was the vice president of this association. So not only with this association, even individually, we used to help students, those who want to go to Turkey. Even yesterday, there is a visit that we have paid. We visited 2 schools in Niamey city in order to explain one of most crowded schools in Niamey city, and the schools have most brilliant students, those who are really very intelligent, in order to explain them how to apply. And even next Sunday, they will have a seminar inviting a lot of students from different schools to come. Then we will show them how to apply. This is not only this year, every year, starting from 2013. Since when I was in Turkey, we used to work with the Türkiye Bursları. Before even Türkiye Bursları, it was Yurt dışı Türkler ve Akraba Türkler Başkanlığı. This was the institution which provides scholarship, and in 2013, 14, the Türkiye Bursları is created. So even the system of Türkiye Bursları, we contribute for the creation of the system. We were invited with our laptops in YTV, and they asked us questions about our countries and also African student and African educational system. Then they put it in the system in order to facilitate for those students during the application. So it is a very important issue, and it is see positively really in Niger. And always I'm a little bit busy, but every time I can receive a message from unknown number. I got your number, please, sir. I got your number from a friend. Please help me to get a Turkish scholarship. Then I send them to. We have assistants, those who can assist them, and I say, okay, go to that office, and there are people who can help you. We really also play a very important role, especially our association of alumni in Turkey.
Yeah, it's a very student-friendly program, and this application system is very student-friendly because, as you said, that it was supported by students from different countries. They know how, what kind of problems students are facing and how it should be solved. So it's a very student-friendly application program. And last week, actually, I talked to some authorities who are looking after for this Turkish scholarship. And they said that despite this coronavirus pandemic, last year they also selected thousands of students from across the globe, but some of them, they could not bring them because of this pandemic. But this year they will bring them, and also this year they will continue this application and a scholarship program, and they will select thousands of students from across the globe who are really meritorious and needy students, and who can contribute for their country after going back. As you see that you and Mr. Mohammed, you are doing a tremendous job for your country. And let me announce that, repeat that announcement, that this application will continue until February 10, and it is free. It can be, students can apply online, and it is completely free. They can apply by themselves. If they face any problem, they can contact you as International Turkish Alumni Association, and also they can talk to official authorities, Turkish scholarship authorities, via social media and via email. So I think this year there will be more than 200,000 applications from across the globe, as people cannot go outside and they use internet from their home. Thank you so much for talking all these things with us. Mr. Mohammed from Gambia, what is your plan after going back to your country? As you said that you will be the second pharmacist in your country, what is your plan?
Okay, not actually, I will be the second. I think like when I was coming to Turkey, I was told that we had only one specialist in pharmacy. But now we have like a handful of them now. They are getting more in terms of numbers. I don't know how many pharmacists we have at the moment. Okay, but then.
Okay, then we can say that you will be one of some few pharmacy specialists in your country.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I will be one of the few pharmacists.
Yes.
And yeah. So what I want actually is, if I go back to the Gambia, we set up the pharmacy program in our University of the Gambia. That's one of the main reasons I am doing the PhD. So upon my graduation, I want to go back to the Gambia, and we start the faculty of pharmacy in the university. So we can train our own Gambian citizens, in the area of pharmacy. So,
yes.
So that in the future we will have many specialists in that area as well. And I hope in the future we will not import aspirin or paracetamol from other countries. Inshallah, we will produce them in our own country. Inshallah.
Yes, thank you so much. We hope that you will be one of the top pharmacists in your country in near future after getting education in Turkey. And as we know that Gambia and Turkey has good relation in every sector, in cultural sector, in political sector, in economic sector, and also in defense sector. These both two countries has good relation, and we hope that your contribution, the contribution of Gambian student and graduates from Turkey will increase this relation to a higher level. And Mr. Mansour, can I ask just the last question? What is your message to your people? Mr. Mansour, what is your message, the final message to your people as a politician?
As a politician, the last message that I will give them, first I would like to thank them for like the confidence that they had on us, on voting for us to become into this position for a new political party. And also now we call them to respect our choice, because we will announce who are we going to support. You know, it will be difficult for some of them. Some of them can say, no, I'm not going to support this candidate. But most of them, 98%, although this 1% of those people, we call them to respect like the choice to make, to vote for the person that we will declare to be our president. So the last election, also the last election was the election. We did it in a peaceful way. My invitation for the youth, those who played a very important role for those elections, because we had legislative parliamentary election on the first round, to continue with those attitudes in order to bring peace and prosperity in our country. Why I say youth? Because you know the population of Africa is more than 60% is very young. So even in Niger, because now in Niger we have the chance to have the youngest population in the world, and the electoral situation in our country, around 70% are young people, those who used to vote. That's why my message is directly to the young people and also our elders to continue to support us, because without them we cannot do anything. They have experience. They showed us the way how to follow the political way, and we really thank them. So this is my last message. And
thank you, Mr. Mansour, thank you, Mr. Mansour, for this good discussion. Thank you both for having with us and discuss about your life, about Turkey, about your country, about your expertise. And we hope that both of you will contribute a lot for your country, for your people, and also you will contribute a lot to increase, to develop the relation between Turkey and your country. Thank you so much for having with us. And dear viewers, today we have talked about politics, we have talked about Turkish scholarship, we have talked about education in Turkey, and also pharmacy and medicine and alternative medicine. Thank you for having with us, and see you in our next episode.